2.
Welcome, Loveline. With Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew.
Would you sleep with sick women?
I may be pregnant, but I'm still a man.
Spank the unruly ones.
It's indecent, it's vulgar, it's blasphemous.
Gonna ride you till you can't stand up.
Come on, let's go down. All right, keep your shirt on. Loveline's meant for an adult audience. Loveline may contain sexually oriented content. Listener discretion is advised. Here's Loveline with Dr. Drew and Adam Carolla.
Yes. Oh, yes. All right, everybody. Get that morphine trip going.
It's going to be an interesting show.
This is going to be a long haul tonight. First off, the phone number for Loveline, as ironic as it may sound, 1-800-LOVE-191, fax number.
Oh, there you go.
Now,
Yeah.
kiddies, if we ever needed
Well,
you to...
explain the problem.
If we can...
Go ahead, pal.
No, that's all right. We'll just... I'll think of another joke. Let's see. No, can't think of anything funny. Why don't you talk for a little while, Drew? I'm going to think of something funny.
Adam, it's not
Well, why don't you shut your cake hole while I'm trying to do some comedy
You're
here?
always complaining I'm not participating enough. This is your chance.
Yeah, well, you participate when I want you to participate. That's how you participate.
All right.
All right.
We are back.
All right, all right. The fax number. And we really need some faxes tonight, so put down the bong and pick up the fax, everybody. 310-854-4455. Now, the deal is our phone lines are down as far as we know tonight. Oh, and now there's a new phone number for people to call in. Okay. Here's the deal. Everybody grab a charcoal briquette and a piece of bark. I want you to write this number down. 1-800- 580-0866. Again, 800-580-0866.
Then pray tell Engineer Mike what is going to happen when they call that number. All right.
They'll get a Time Life operator. This is our new, we are in...
oh, my God, look at that.
We're in, like, DEFCON 3 over here. Yeah, because the phone line is down or it's rerouted or there's some problem. So, again, call that phone number. Is that right?
Yeah, they just called. Look, it lit up
How
again.
important do you feel right now? That you didn't even finish the number hardly, and bam, the whole bank lit up.
People, I'll tell you, this is the speed dialing era we're living in. It used to take, kids, listen, it used to take, when Drew and I were your age, it took 15 to 20 minutes to make a phone call. Yeah, you could send a letter and it would get there almost this fast. All right. So, what did I do today? By the way, Mia Korf is going to be here. Now, if you don't know who that is, she's apparently this really hot Asian chick. I was reading her bio. She does Players, which is that NBC drama. It's on Friday nights. It's got Ice-T in it. Ice-T plays Ice-T and a couple other guys are in prison, and the CIA springs them to work for them.
Right.
Very innovative. All right.
Play by their own rules, then.
I'm guessing they play by their own rules. Even though the CIA sprung them, I'm guessing these guys play by their own rules. Anyway, Mia, who was supposed to be here 5 minutes ago, will probably be in here when she gets here. Now, what did I do today, Drew? I'll tell you what I did today. I got my teethus worked on. Now, for those of you who aren't paying attention, let me just catch you up on the Adam Carolla 2 saga. As you know, had the major root canal work done probably 6 weeks ago now, although it was not done on one day. It took many, many trips to the dentist, and $3,800 later, the root canal was done. But then a week or two later, I got some swelling right where the root canal was. And the dentist had a worried look on his face. And I said, well, just give me the antibiotics, we'll kill the infection, and I can move on with my life. And they said... It worries me that it's infected. I said, it worries me too. Just give me the prescription. I'll move on. Now, the reason it's infected is there's something wrong with the root canal. All right. Can you correct that through telepathy? No. We have to pull the tooth off, which is essentially a new tooth. I have what's called a crown, which basically, the root canal is they tear your old tooth out, they cauterize all your roots with some weird thing, and then they just put a post and a new fake tooth on top there, and they cement it down. We're going to have to take that out. Then we're going to have to send you, with the new hole in your mouth, over to the specialist, and he can fix the root canal, and then we'll put the tooth back on. So that all went down this morning. So here's the timeline. I roll into the regular dentist at 9 a.m. this morning. By the way, they knew I'd be talking about this tonight and suggested, although this is the greatest comedy of the day, that they said, you're going to talk about this on the air tonight, aren't you? I said, I'm going to start the show an hour early tonight, and we'll be taking no calls. I didn't know how prophetic that would be. But anyway, they said, we should charge you for the comedy material we're providing. Oh, I said, $3,800. I'll dig up Lenny Bruce who'll write me jokes for that price. People dig a grave every time they talk to me over there, because I was pissed as hell. All right. Hey, the new phone number. Thanks, Engineer Mike. So I sit down in the dentist chair, and here's the deal. They have to figure out a way to pull that crown, that fake tooth that has been cemented down on basically a post. How are they going to get that thing to come off in one piece?
Just remember last night we had a dental technician call in and say, they put a little hook under there and just yank it out.
Yeah.
One big tug.
That, by the way, was one of the techniques they employed. But surely not the only one. So here is the way they do it. For me, it is on the left side of my back jaw. There's a molar in the back there. And what they do is they take a little piece of sort of pliable, rubbery plastic that sort of looks like one of those jujubes or even a gummy bear. And they heat it up in warm water, like when you're going out for the wrestling team and you're breaking in a mouthpiece. They heat it up in this warm water, and it gets kind of soft. Then you open your mouth, and they put it right down on top of the tooth that's in question. Then slowly you bite down with your upper jaw until your mouth is completely shut. Now, then, they take cold air and they blow it on this thing, which is now smashed between your two teeth until it dries rock hard. Then, on the count of 3, you pop your mouth open, and hopefully the crown pops off. I was completely prepared, by the way, for the upper tooth, which is my own tooth, to come off and part of my brain to be sucked down through the hole. That's how tight this effing thing was. So, and by the way, you can't do this yourself. She had to help me, the dental hygienist. She put one hand on my chin and the other one on my gonad. No, the other one on my upper tooth, and manually pulled on the count of 3. So you're watching me, right, Ann? So it was like 1, 2, 3, pop, and your mouth would just pop open. Now, the tooth did not come off. I endured this tragedy 3 times. Yeah. Not only, and now the tooth has not come off, again with this popping motion, which you really think like your jaw's going to come out, or your upper. I really thought my upper tooth was going to come out. I mean, you couldn't have tried to open your mouth any harder with nothing. They literally had to help you with their hands to get your mouth to come open. It popped. I did it 3 times in a row.
Without fillings or something.
Well, that's a good question.
You don't have any fillings up there. They wouldn't use that technique.
Oh, they wouldn't have. Okay, maybe there was no upper fillings there because the crown isn't filled. Although I thought they should just cosmetically paint a little black mark on it so fit in with the rest of my mouth. I didn't want it to clash. And I did that 3 times. And at the end of the 3 times, the dental hygienist had sore fingers. I had a sore jaw. And this gummy bear was now spot welded to both my teeth, which needed to be cleaned off. She then made the comment, oh, please. Oh, I haven't even gotten to that part. She said to me, at the old dentist office I used to work at, we actually used to use jujubes. Oh. We would actually use jujubes for this procedure. I said, I'll bet you did, and here's my second prediction. You charged $38.50 per jujube, didn't you? You made $1,700 a box. I know they did. Anyway, now it takes 20 minutes for them to scrape off what is on my teeth, which didn't take it off. Now the next move. The doctor comes in, the dentist comes in, he has a new device. He's ripping it out of a paper sack. This thing has never seen the light of day. And here's the very ominous sound I hear while I'm laying back in there. Some clanking going on from the device. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like the tooth scraper banged against the suction hose. He was opening this new device, and I heard a little banging and clanking. kind of like a sack of horseshoes being dropped on a garage floor. It was like, oh man, there's some pieces to this thing. What this thing is essentially what an auto body shop would use to pull dents. Now, I'm going to try to explain this one, and you're going to wince when you see it. I know, girls, you don't know what I'm talking about. What this thing is a device about 10 inches long. It has a long shaft. On the end of the shaft is a heavy weight that slides with like a ball welded on the top and welded on the bottom. Yeah, that's the movement, Sherry. That's perfect. And I could have been a dentist if this was the only tool I used. And this thing would slide up and down this thing. Boom, boom. It was a weight. On the other end was a hook. So what they do is they take the hook and they put it underneath your gum and they hook the bottom of the crown. Ugh. Now, instead of yanking on it, they take this weight and they slide it up real fast until it hits the crown of the device and goes, bonk. So it's like, pop. Pop! The crown wasn't going. And, now I'm in the chair for an hour with these guys banging around my tooth, nothing. And by the way, it's not as though there's some decay or anything. We're just trying to undo what I paid $3,800 for them to do 3 weeks before. I now make the comment, gee, Doc, if you did root canals like you put crowns on, we'd be in great shape. He doesn't take pleasure with this comment at all. Now he's on the phone with the specialist whose office is about a mile down the street, which is my next dental stop. It was like a scavenger hunt. I got in my car and drove from dentist office to dentist office today. He gets on the phone with the guy and says, hey, the crown's not coming off. The guy says, well, what are you going to do? The specialist says, send him over. I'll drill through the middle of the crown. I'll go right through that metal post. I'll pull that post out, I'll make a hole big enough in the crown, and then I'll work on the root canal through the crown, through the tooth. Okay, so, going in through my cheek. Yeah, that was next. So I head on over to the specialist. Now I've got an hour in the chair under me, and so far all I got is a jujube stuck to my molar. I get to this guy, and this guy breaks out drills that Bob Vila hasn't seen. And this guy was a combination between Dr. Mengele and Bob. He was Bob Mengele. It was Bob Vila meets Dr. Mengele of World War II fame. And this guy gets a drill going, man, and he is drilling because he is drilling through the metal post that's in my tooth. This guy's going through bits. He's on. And Drew, you'd be impressed. He gets the dental dam out. Oh, I've never had the dental dam used before in my life. But this guy has so much mill work to do in my mouth with so much metal shavings and all this kind of stuff that he actually takes this device. It's like a piece of, what is that, latex. Yeah. It's a big piece of latex, and it's got a hole right in the middle of it, almost like a funnel that's not collapsed. And he takes that hole and he puts my tooth through that hole and then stretches the entire rest of the thing around my face. Wow. So every bit of suction, every bit of water and everything, every chip, every piece of metal shard, it all just goes into this trap, this funnel that's in my mouth. I said, he called it a dental dam, by the way. Huh? I said, this is, finally someone's using these things. So he's drilling away, and man, this guy's drilling. And he's drilling so much that those drills are pneumatic. They're powered by air. And I'm hearing the compressor fire up 3 or 4 times. This is something I don't believe I've ever heard at a dentist office before, but it's very disconcerting when you can actually hear the compressor firing up like 3 doors down, thinking, man, this thing, and some guys, we got to dump water on it. So this guy's going through air, drilling. So he finally, after about an hour with the dental dam, and this guy buzzing away, gets through me. And he goes in and does something with the thing and puts like a fiber optic cable in my ass and does a temporary filling, and that's going to hold me over until my next visit.
Did you...
$765.
Get your nitrous?
No. Oh. This guy does not have nitrous. And I'm at the first dentist saying, hey, can I take some nitrous for the road?
I have a simple question. I was going to ask this last night.
Why wouldn't the orthodontic surgeon have nitrous? If there's any job anywhere on the planet where you need nitrous, it is a guy who does oral surgery. Why
I'm
wouldn't
sure he
this
has
guy
it.
have?
I'm sure he has
The
it.
other dentist said no, he doesn't.
Bigger question is, why did you have to go to the other dentist in the first place? The first dentist. I mean, if the
I
other guy...
had to go to him because the specialist wanted him to pop the crown off.
Specialist wanted him to do that?
The
Or the
specialist...
first dentist wanted to do that?
What's that look for, Aunt B?
I think you ought to just stick with the specialist.
Well, what am I supposed to do? Kick the specialist in the nuts and tell him he's wrong when he tells me you got to go back and get this guy to undo
You say,
the tooth?
You say, why?
Well, because he doesn't want to be responsible.
No.
Oh, please, Drew. Don't tell me about medicine, by the way. A, he doesn't want to be responsible. B, he doesn't know how this guy performed the procedure. He's the one who put the tooth
I'm sure
on.
it's the first time they performed that type of root canal in history of
All right,
dental
shut
medicine.
Drew's mic off. He's really wise and he's cracking wise now.
I think he has a point.
No, the point is in any business, no matter what business it is, you let the other guy take care, clean up his mess a little bit, then you come in. You know, when I was a carpenter, if some guy like screwed up a door or whatever and they wanted a new door, I would let the other guy go in. All right.
But what if? But you know how to hang doors really well.
Yeah.
And what if the customer said, Adam, you hang the doors. You're the specialist. Would you just hang the door for me, please?
Yeah, I'd
You
probably
do a better job,
it,
wouldn't
but
you?
I would
You do a better job.
But I wouldn't want to be responsible for what the guy
But
did
the
before,
customer-
and the guy put the thing on. He knows how he put the
But,
thing on.
If you're the customer, from the standpoint of the customer, he's going to get a better door.
What are you saying?
Stay with the specialist.
Well, all right, but what am I supposed to do when the guy tells me to go back to the office and get the tooth taken off?
Did they try to charge you for trying to take the tooth off?
No.
Right.
Well, that's a
God
freebie.
bless them.
Oh, I don't know yet. They may.
They're
I
going to send you a pill.
haven't looked at that one yet. But the point is the guy drilled. And, you know, I was trying to use a little of my ninja training. I was lying there. First off, I thought, geez, I got to hear some music because all I'm hearing is drilling for an hour straight and drilling and the air compressor. Oh, and I say to myself, okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to close my eyes and I'm going to picture myself on a raft out in the Caribbean. And I did it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, except for he was on the raft with me.
Oh, boy.
And he was drilling into my mouth. But still, it was a nicer setting. So I got a little bit there. All right, so my puss hurts like nobody has a right
And then we
to.
went out and did the Keenan show.
Yes. And we're not talking about
And
that.
you were fetching like unbelievable.
Listen, I'm in pain here, Drew.
Right.
All right. Are you ready to go to the phone?
Go.
All right. Brian,
Hello?
you're 26.
Gentlemen, good evening.
What's your question there, homie?
I got a question for you. I was wondering, actually, it's for Dr. Drew,
Yeah.
what the correlation between HIV and AIDS exactly is, because I was wondering, I had a friend of mine who...
What do you mean?
What's that?
What do you mean?
Is there any scientific proof, or is it true that there's no documentation or medical papers that actually has...
Not only is there proof, the science has now actually refined to the point that if you can suppress the production of the HIV, you can prevent the progression to AIDS. And there will come a time, I predict, when AIDS patients will actually monitor their viral load the way diabetics monitor their blood sugar, and you'll adjust your viral therapy to keep the load suppressed. And this is all.
Right, you mean you'll do it at home and you'll check it every day?
Yeah, you have a monitor, you check your viral load, and if the viral load's coming up, you'll adjust your antiviral therapy.
How far away do you think something like this is?
The technology is already available. The problem is that the antiviral drugs aren't that good
Well,
to suppress the viral production.
I'll tell you, if it was dentists working on this, it'd be about actually the sun would burn out before this piece of technology was, because they're still learning how to tool leather.
I mean, when I saw this question on the board here, I thought to myself, it's just amazing, given how clear the information is now and how clear the connection is. How there ever was a discussion about HIV not causing AIDS is just the silliest thing.
Well, here, because there's a tape. There's this.
No, please, don't.
No, I'm just letting you know.
I know that lots of Spin magazine ran a whole bunch of series a few years ago, and I used to get these questions all the time.
Lyndon LaRouche speaks on HIV.
Right, and it is just pathetic.
Right.
I mean, it's pathetic.
All right, so it does, and it is.
Yeah.
All right.
Sevelin?
Sevelin.
Yeah, you got it right.
Yeah.
Hey, you're 19, Drew did.
Oh, thanks, Drew.
Remember you from last night.
Yeah. I just want to say two things first. Sherry, she's awesome. She's super neat. I like her.
Phone screener Sherry.
Pardon?
Phone
Yeah.
screener Sherry, yes.
She's awesome. And are you okay, sweetheart? That's terrible.
My pride's hurt. Actually, my pride, my wallet, and my mouth is hurt. Other than that, I'm fine.
He wanted to be sure we all suffered just as much, so he dragged it through for 20 minutes.
Oh, was I hurting in that chair, Drew? Oh.
I feel for you.
Oh, no. I'm telling you, an hour of that on your back. Oh.
What's going on, Sarah?
Sorry, I shouldn't have got him started. About 2 years ago, me and my ex-boyfriend broke up. We were together for about 2 years.
Hold on a second, Sevelin. Drew,
Yeah.
I just got this off the wire. There's been a breakthrough in the making of moccasins, so now they've overtaken dentistry. As far as they're running neck and neck from a technological standpoint, but they're now using a synthetic thread in moccasin making, and they've leapt ahead of the dentist industry. All right, Sevelin, sorry.
It's okay. Where was I? About 2 years ago, I broke up with my ex-boyfriend. We were together for about 2 years. And,
So you were together from the age of 15 to 17?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah. And, we actually had a kind of messy breakup that you guys were actually a part of, too. In the Drew drop where Drew says, this guy's an asshole, is because of my ex-boyfriend. So it's kind of cool. But we go to the same prep college, and my sorority house and his little wannabe frat house are right next door to each other. So I see him on my way to school. I see him at our mixers.
What's a prep college? What are they prepping you for?
No, it's like a private college.
Oh, junior college.
It's a 4-year college.
Uh-huh.
I don't know.
You take 2 years twice?
I guess.
No, there's no junior college. Junior colleges don't have dorms and things.
Right.
All right. But it's kind of a screw-up school?
I guess.
Okay.
My parents pay a lot of money for me to get drunk on the weekends.
Great.
But I see him at our mixers, and I see him everywhere, and I'm supposed to hate him. I know I am, because all my sisters...
What was it he did that prompted me to call him an asshole?
Well, when we broke up, I had a miscarriage, and when I told him about it, I spent 13 hours in the hospital by myself. And when I came to school the next day and told him about it, he politely put his hand on my elbow and said, "Oh, that's too bad. My mom doesn't like you anyway," and walked away.
This guy's an asshole.
Hey, Drew.
This guy's an asshole.
He seconded his emotion.
But that's why we broke up. But I also have a friend that lives around the same area, but the basic thing happened to her, too. So, I think it just...
With him?
Pardon?
Not with him, though.
No, not with him.
Okay.
No. This was high school stuff.
Uh-huh. All right, so there's misery loves company. So you want to be nice to him? Is your impulse?
I want to hate him.
Oh, you want to hate him, but you can't help it.
No, I still can't.
You tend to be nice to him, even though you should hate him.
You need another relationship.
How does he treat you?
He likes to call me a female dog and a whore and a slut, and he likes to spread awful rumors about me.
Where have you been treated like that before in your life?
Pardon?
Where in your life is this a template for how you feel you need to be treated?
I don't know. I basically was brought up in, perfect suburbia, I guess, and, we even had a dog named Poopsie. Really...
Who took a Poopsie on you, though, is what Drew's asking.
Well, my dad left before I was born, and I was raised with a stepfather, but, it was my sister's father, and it was really never evident to me until I was 13 years old.
And what happened then?
It was like, no, I didn't want to know my father. If he left me, then that was his.
You have some very...
How do you instill self-esteem and self-worth onto someone in 30 seconds?
You don't.
You don't.
But she has to get out of this obsessive relationship. She has to start interacting with peers, developing friendships, trying to find another guy, and staying the hell away from this guy. Such a jerk. I mean, look, the guy is...
I think she needs to go lesbo.
Abusive to her.
Yes.
And she is preoccupied with him.
Oh, boy.
It's one of these situations where, to me, there's some abandonment stuff going on here because she can't deal with the loss of the relationship they had. She's still focused on it 2 years later. Maybe the abandonment from Dad very early on. Maybe those abandonment issues are overwhelming to her, but she needs to find a way to get over this because it is not going to get better.
All right.
If she doesn't do something.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We'll be back with Mia and my dentist after this.
Hi, this is Dave David Spade, and when I'm driving around listening to the radio, if there's absolutely nothing on any other station, I listen to Loveline with Adam and Drew, because I'm naughty.
Yes, he is. Phone number for Loveline. New phone number. You got to write this down.
For tonight.
Yeah, okay.
Well, if people start calling tomorrow night, it won't work.
All right, I was going to get to that. Shut Drew's mic off.
Please do.
Thank you. 1-800-580-0866. 1-800-580-0866. Fax number 310-854-4455. Mia Korf is here. Is it Korf?
You said it right. That's it.
I really want to say kerf because
please don't.
That's a woodworking thing. Saw kerf, like the marks that a saw blade leaves in something. And it's the only thing close to Korf I know.
Clearly took too many years of wood shop.
It may sneak out at some point, but let me just, I'll read right off the bio here so everyone knows what the hell's going on with Mia. She stars in Players, and this is the thing with Ice-T, Friday nights, NBC 8 o'clock.
Yes.
You play Christine Kowalski, FBI special agent who acts as a control officer and contact for 3 undercover operatives paroled from prison under a new radical plan designed to give the Bureau an upper hand. And this is by the guy who did Law & Order?
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah, Dick Wolf. He's our producer.
I don't think I've ever seen Law & Order, but I know it was good.
Oh, get out. It's still on the air. It's a good show.
I can't watch. You know what the way I feel about these law dramas?
What?
If or these police dramas, or even the hospital dramas, any drama. I feel like if I miss the first one, I'm out.
Oh, no. It's not like that at all.
Well, not for you. You guys don't need that because you got Ice-T shooting up the place, right? But you guys do like capers. I mean, it's almost kind of a Mission Impossible type thing, right?
Yeah, similar. I mean, there's a con that goes on, and we have to sting the bad guy.
Right.
Yeah, but you don't need to have seen any prior episodes to really know what's going on.
No, I didn't mean to imply that was necessary
okay.
for your show. I was talking about, NYPD Blue and other junk, hacks doing junk. All right, so let's talk about your background just a little bit, Mia. She is a graduate of Cornell, which gives Drew instant wood, and comes from, what upstate city?
Ithaca.
Yes.
Rock on, you got that.
How'd you know that, Drew?
We were there.
I know, but how did you know I was talking about that? Just using simple deduction? You read it off the bio. All right, smartass. You couldn't have even acted like you thought about it for a heartbeat and then come up with it? That's better radio. So you grew up in the small town of Ithaca. And is Cornell right there?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
You were there.
Yeah, I didn't know if Cornell was the little college that was right there or not.
There was 2 Ithaca's there and
Ithaca
Cornell's
College
there.
and
Or
Cornell.
Ithaca's one we went and spoke at.
I know, but I don't document every college we pass like you do, Drew. Drew goes
All right,
in.
enough fighting.
Okay. All right. And you played the violin? You still play the violin?
I don't really play anymore. No, it was a big part of my life for many, many years.
Because you were like one of those prodigy kids?
More or less. I mean, I started playing when I was 2, and I played pretty seriously till I was about 20.
Right. That was the, you're half Japanese?
Yes.
It was the, in half?
American, German.
Half German?
Yeah.
Half German or European? The half that got you going on the violin was the Japanese part, and the part that made you quit was the American part.
Oh, I don't know
That's
about
what
that.
I love
Might
about
be too
American.
Oversimplified.
I
don't know
think
about
so.
that. Easy.
That's
Easy.
all right. I'm giving you credit for both. All right, so you can still play pretty good, though.
I think, yeah, I'm sure I can still play pretty
And you're classically trained and all.
Yes.
She was on the honor roll over at Cornell.
That's right.
Brag a little about your schooling.
No. It was a program I was in. It was called the College Scholar Program, but it sounds a little fancier than it was. Basically, if you got in, you could study anything. I could have studied 4 years of gym and still gotten a bachelor's degree.
What did you study?
I studied everything: a little theater, a little art history, a little French.
Always
a lot of French. Boys, college stuff.
Mia's got those good looks too. Those kind of good looks a guy can feel good about.
Oh, pshaw.
Now here's what I'm trying to say. There's many beautiful women, but there's some that sort of Pam Anderson kind of or Pamela Lee kind of good looking. You bring that home and Dad rolls his eyes a little bit. Mia, especially if she'd play the violin when you brought her home. This is good looking, but everyone approves. And I mean, this isn't that sort of what do they call that, cheesecake kind of good
Trailer
looking.
trash? No.
Yeah, this ain't white
thank you.
trash good looking.
Thank you.
You're a very nice mixture.
Thank you.
You're wearing that big overcoat. I can't really see the rest of you, but I'm just I'm playing a hunch.
It's cold in here.
Stephanie, It is not.
It is.
Come on.
Stephanie?
Hi.
You're
Hi.
18.
What's going on?
I had some questions. I have some friends that are doing crank really often.
Yeah.
And I was kind of curious about the side effects and stuff for them.
Well, I mean,
the future and even the effects on me if I was in the same room. Cause
no, don't worry about being in the same room. But even the smoking speed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Secondhand crank?
Yeah.
One
There really isn't any casual...
Hold on. Drew?
My chair?
Stop rubbing your chair against the console, please.
We've spent far too much time together.
I know, but just stop. Just slide your chair back about 3 inches so it doesn't rub against the console.
There really is no such thing as the casual use of volatilized amphetamine, okay? This is profound drug use. This is very dangerous. Remember when River Phoenix died? That was an amphetamine death. It's a very common killer. People can have seizures, they can have strokes, they can have heart attacks, rhythm disturbances of the heart. It is a profoundly addictive drug. Usually these days people get into it as a complication of marijuana dependency. Marijuana eventually makes people depressed and forgetful and unmotivated, and as a way out of that, they find their way to speed, and that fixes that.
It's a stepping stone.
And amphetamine then becomes more addictive,
marijuana,
and more progressive, more rapidly progressive with more consequences. And even if people are using only 2 or 3 times a week, that is enough to sustain severe biological changes in the brain chemistry throughout the week.
Wouldn't you say being born then would be a stepping stone to marijuana?
And eventually, everyone who smokes speed long enough will become psychotic. And the psychotic episodes are always focused on family members and friends and people around that person. It absolutely destroys relationships.
Yeah.
In the 60s, when people developed that aphorism, speed kills, they were not talking about so much the fact that the drug will kill people, but people on speed kill other people.
So
it makes people very violent.
Are you pro or con speed then?
Other than that, I'm pro speed.
Other than that, you're pro speed? Mia, you pro speed?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Mia has not had an extensive drug background because Mia read the screen before she came in and said,
I didn't know it was...
hey, what's crank?
No, it wasn't like that.
She thought it was some quick start stuff for cars, didn't she?
Crank on the system. I'm like, what system? Like your hi-fi system? Or I didn't know what the question
You
meant.
thought it was like on the intake system of an Oldsmobile.
There you go.
Oh.
This is all new.
So young, so naive. I could show you the real world,
How could you now?
It's not a pretty place. You need protection. I know you play a CIA operative on TV, but
FBI.
I mean,
we're not the same as the CIA.
Right. I'm sorry. They all look like you too over there.
Anna,
you ever go by the bureau? Oh,
yeah, they all look like her.
They're all like pinup girls.
Oh, sure. Anna, what's going on?
You've seen Gene Gordon Liddy, haven't you?
Oh yeah,
he's quite a. All right.
Hi.
Yeah. What's going on there?
I'm pretty sure that I'm pregnant. And I'm wondering if I should tell, the father or not.
As opposed to what? What would you do if you didn't tell him?
Well, my father lives outside of the country.
Mm-hmm.
And, we have a really good relationship. He just visited during the holidays.
Yeah.
And, he's always offered that I can go live with him.
Yeah.
And, that's what I'm pretty much thinking about doing. Because I don't want this to look like, like I'm this stupid little kid who's trying to hold on to this guy,
You mean go live with him and have the child?
Yeah, go live with my father.
And have the child.
And have the child, of course.
And not tell the father.
If you're going to have the child, you should tell the father.
I'll tell you, you got to listen to the show with 3 ears, according, if you, we got to go to break here for a second, but we'll get back to that. Our listeners are so sly.
Elusive. They're elusive.
They go, I'm pregnant, and I'm wondering whether to tell the father. My father's coming in town, and I'm thinking about going off with my father. And you're going, let's see, the father, her father, and then...
is there a baby? Can I have the baby, not have the baby?
There's a town for kids. Father Flanagan runs that one. And you're thinking, oh, boy, there's just very subtle... She's talking about telling the guy who knocked her up as opposed to running off with the guy who knocked her mom up, who lives in Europe, right?
To avoid the embarrassment of looking as though she's clinging to this guy by following through with a pregnancy in order to keep him.
Oh, boy. All right, we're going to have to...
We're going to have to gamble.
Oh, we're gambling on this one?
I think so.
Okay. Mia, you have any money?
Oh, not on me, I'm sorry.
Really?
No.
Not even $1?
Nothing.
Really?
Nothing.
What happens if the car breaks down and you have to make a phone call?
It's in the car.
I always keep a quarter in my ass in case... like my mom told me, in case the car breaks down and I have to make a collect call. All right, we're going to go to break. We'll come back. Mia, you run out the car and get your $1.
Okay.
Why do you require for a collect call?
Oh, just shut up, Drew. Who, are you with the FBI now, too? Just relax.
Let's go.
We'll be back.
Hi, this is John Tesh, and you are listening to Loveline with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew.
You know, I stood behind him in line in a movie theater last weekend, and I could not remember his name. Is that, am I pathetic?
That is so retarded.
Am I pathetic?
Hi, this is John Tesh.
I didn't even say hi to him.
Ding-a-ling.
You didn't say hi to John Tesh?
So pathetic.
Wow.
I was so embarrassed. You know, you get in a clutch and you just block. I have blocked.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I get in a clutch and I just defecate my pants and start crying. Hey, you want to hear something pathetic? Diane Farr.
Yeah.
We got a new chick on Loveline.
On TV.
On TV, yeah. And we've done 10 shows. We really like her, by the way.
Yeah.
I like her. Done 10 shows with her. When she came out to the studio after our 2 weeks off.
You couldn't remember?
No, I was just looking at her going, hey, I know her. What did I do, go to high school with her? I waved at her. Thank God I waved. I was like, hey, what's happening? And I was thinking, she's somebody's publicist or one of these record vermin guys or something. I know that chick somewhere.
That's
now
pathetic.
that's bad.
That is bad.
That's
yeah.
pathetic.
Yeah.
But
We're
John Tesh.
overstimulated.
All right. I think over something. I think I've overstimulated myself, actually.
Yeah,
I got to cut back.
You've worked at that anyway.
All right, Mia Korf is here. Mia is from Players. That's that NBC show, Friday nights, with the fabulous Ice-T, who we've had on this show maybe once or twice.
Oh,
more than that.
times, yeah.
Had on the TV show at least once.
Yeah.
And, it's just a...
You got in trouble for him.
I got in trouble for him?
Remember?
Or with him?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We did a little show on MTV with Ice-T that the censors objected to.
Uh-oh.
Because Ice-T was, like, talking about breaking some off and getting down with some hoe and smacking his bitch or something. And I was like, word up, homie. And, well, I don't want to disagree with, Ice when he's pimping. Anyway, he's an interesting guy.
He's a character.
And a nice guy.
Yeah, I mean, the person he brings to work is great. Professional, easy to get along with,
That is an interesting way of putting it.
Well, no, I mean, that's
he
the...
brings to
that's my interaction.
You don't know him
with
beyond that. That's a great...
No,
that's right. That's
no,
accurate.
I don't. And I'm not, I wasn't terribly familiar with his stuff, his thing, before I started working with him, so...
Mm-hmm. You weren't into the whole pimping and bitching and hoeing and all that?
No, no.
Really sounds like you're farming, doesn't it? Pimping, bitching, and hoeing, and then we eat breakfast, and then we go out and we milk and pimp and bitch and hoe, and break some off, or break some out. What do you do? You break it off? Ask Ice when you see him if it's break it off or break it down.
Break it down.
There's you're breaking something off when you're getting sex. I know that. Or you break one off.
Let's go. Come on.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to see if I can let one off.
Anna.
All right. No,
Anna's pregnant. She doesn't want to tell the boyfriend. She's afraid she'll be... What is it actually you're afraid of? I mean, who is it you're afraid is going to shame you for this?
No, it's not that I'm afraid. It's more that he's not my boyfriend right now.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
He's no longer your boyfriend.
He's no longer my boyfriend.
Was he ever?
Yes, he was.
Does he know that?
Yeah.
Sometimes guys don't know.
No, he told me. I didn't know. And he kind of...
Now, I don't want to make the decision for you, but why do you want to see this pregnancy through?
Oh, because, when I was a lot younger, I was raped, and I became pregnant from that.
Who did that to you?
Well, it wasn't, like anybody in my family or anything.
How old were you?
I was 14.
Was this a stranger?
Yeah.
A violent rape?
Well, I don't think there's like a nice rape.
I understand that, but we're trying. What this distinction is? Sometimes it really is just a lightning bolt out of the sky. Other times, it's because these a-holes sense out you as a good victim, and whether or not you've been victimized or abused in some fashion before that, sort of determines your posture as a victim. Were you harmed in some way as a young child?
When I was very small.
What happened?
I was molested by a babysitter.
Okay. So
that lays the groundwork for later sexual abuse.
That's
unfortunately.
But this is contributing to your decision to keep this baby?
Yeah.
Baby, yeah.
I'd say there'd be an argument for getting rid of it. Personally, why is that an argument for keeping the baby?
Well, because, that was like such a traumatic thing for me. I really don't think that I could go through that again.
Losing a baby once was too much for you, and you're going to try to make that right. Recognize also...
Well, I wouldn't... No, but see, I realized that the difference between doing it for myself and doing it for the child.
Well, doing it for the child, Anna, would mean... I don't mean to make this decision for you or to make you feel bad about whatever decision you made.
To adopt.
Yes, but adoption would be the best thing for the child, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I've just considered, keeping it, not having an abortion,
Look, listen, I think women that choose to have the children should be heroes. They're heroines. I mean, they are saving a life by sacrificing themselves for 9 months and then going through the pain of giving up should they continue to make decisions on behalf of the child and give it up for adoption.
But see, if I were to do that, should I still tell him?
What would you gain by telling him you're not with him anymore?
That's why.
If we're being given up for adoption, I would suspect not, just because you might screw the whole thing up.
Well,
and again, that's not good for the child.
Yeah, I believe it is illegal for someone who's of age to get pregnant and give someone up for adoption and not inform
both parents.
As a matter of fact, I don't know if you could go through the adoption procedure without having some sort of sign-off by this guy.
That's probably true.
And but don't get me wrong, I'm all for this sort of thing. I believe sometimes there's what's right and then there's what works. And I believe as a society, we got to go with what works. And if more women just went off and gave their kids up for adoption and gave it these kids to more couples who would be more worthy parents, we'd be in a better place. Screw the guy. On the other hand, in a way, maybe you give the guy a shot because maybe he is interested. Maybe, just because you get someone pregnant doesn't make you a criminal at age 19, It could certainly happen to a lot of guys who are decent guys.
Yeah, even decent guys at 19, though, are not going to make great fathers.
No, but unfortunately, I still think that they need to be at least provided some information. And if the guy's no count, then he's going to want her to A, get an abortion, or B, give it up for adoption.
Yeah.
Think about it. It's
so hard.
Sort of solves itself.
I had an experience driving over to the Keenan show today, in fact. And I was sitting on Highland, like at sunset, and there was like a fast food place, and in there was this young couple. I was just sitting at a stop sign, and the couple must have been 19, and they had what looked like a 3-year-old son, and the mother and the son were carrying on together. They were hugging and kissing, and I thought, oh my God! I mean, at this point, that child is getting nurturing, getting empathic connection, and being reared.
And he's supersizing his Happy Meal too.
But somewhere
he's being poisoned and nurtured at the same time. That's great.
But another alternative. Maybe we can, help people be better parents. That's another alternative.
Well,
really
here's the deal with Anna. Anna
process.
got victimized early. Anna got victimized again, and Anna has her work cut out for her to get back on the road to mental stability. And what Anna needs to do is not get pregnant again, A, number one, and B, number two. Yeah, I'm going with the adoption.
All right.
Me too.
All right.
Oh, no, actually, I'm going with the abortion. Yeah, I go abortion, number one, adoption, two, and selling of the child would be a distant third. All right, now where are we? Melinda.
Yes.
Oh, you're 55.
Yes.
All right, talk fast.
Well, my friend, he's all into this sex, but when he met me, he knew I was celibate. And now he wants oral sex, but I won't, so he blocked my telephone.
Wait a minute, hold on.
So he what, your telephone?
Hold on, take that corncob pipe out of your mouth, Melinda. We can't figure out what you're saying.
I said he wants oral sex, but he was impotent when I met him. He bought a pump.
Mm-hmm.
And now he said, well, one day he said he's going to start selling sex to women. I said, yeah, right, in your mind. And then last week he blocked my line because he said a white friend said that I have oral sex with white men only. See, I married a white man once. And said that I didn't have oral sex with black guys. I said, you better quit daydreaming. So he said, that's why I blocked your line. I don't want to talk to nobody like that. Then New Year's Eve he calls me up and said, hey, babe, Happy New Year. I said, why'd you dial my number? Did you get a cramp in your finger? I should throw my number in the garbage.
Uh-huh. Yeah. You didn't get where you are today by taking lip from guys who sell sex with a pump.
He don't sell sex. It's in his mouth.
Well, he's planned on selling sex.
That's what he said.
I want to open a little side business of selling sex.
But he blocked her phone to incoming calls for him.
He did?
No, his phone to incoming calls from
Drew
her.
speaks fluent gibberish. By the way.
I understood what you said.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
You did?
Oh, yeah.
Well,
you put the block
college
on
types.
mine.
Put the block on you.
So if you want him to get rid of him, why do you care that he blocked your calls?
I mean, he shouldn't call me.
Melinda?
He calls me whenever he feels like it.
No, wait a minute. Let's forget about the question. Melinda, what color are you, by the way?
I'm black white.
You're black
I
white?
want to ask you a question.
You know, it's weird. You know when you talk to like crazy screwed up people, and you really never can get an answer out of them, but there's a couple of questions where you just think you're going to get an answer. You know what I mean?
A simple question.
There's like 3 questions. Maybe your first name.
Are you male or female?
Are you male or female, and what color are you? Those are like the 3 you think you can get. Well, Melinda, I don't think we got that one out of her.
No.
Let's try that one again. Melinda?
My doctor said I was built like a white woman and I should date white men. So, now, is there such
What kind of doctors?
What an interesting twist.
This is great.
Yeah.
All right, hold on a second, Melinda, because we got to go to break. This is Golden.
Yes. Out of the mouth of babes.
She was over at Cleanser Permanente.
Listen, we have to listen to women caught in men's body and men's caught. Here's a
black woman caught in a white body.
Yeah.
I think I'm a black man caught in a white penis. That would be my argument.
Yeah.
All right.
Or it got caught somewhere.
All right, settle down. In a white fly. I have a black penis caught in a white fly. Now, we're going to go to break, but we're not going to let Melinda go. We're going to talk to her and figure out how she can get out of this white body. All right. I got some Loveline for you. Yet to go, kiddies. I'm Carolla, Drew. And here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to our traditional 10-second break, and then we're going to come back with a ton of show.
This is Loveline on
Radio
Station.
KROQ-FM, Pasadena, Los Angeles.
The world famous K-Rock.
All right, Loveline. Here's the new special phone number that is only good for tonight. 1-800-580-0866. 800-580-0866. Mia Korf is here. She's on Players, which is with Ice-T, NBC, Friday nights, 8 o'clock. She plays a FBI agent or operative, or she's in charge of these guys who they let out of prison, who put on these stings, and it's the Dirty Dozen meets that's
Lethal Weapon.
Lethal Weapon. All right. Oh,
And what's that? What?
Yeah, we're Mission Impossible, so we're kind of thinking.
Kind of Nikita is the kind of that same.
Yeah, but
Kind of like the Sting as well.
also, you may know her, and I know, Drew, you're familiar with her work from One Life to Live, where she played Blair Daimler Buchanan. Really? I thought it would be like Sylvia Goldfarb, but no. There's not a Jew in daytime television, is there?
Oh, there's got to be. Give me a break.
Well, no, there are, but there's nobody with a Jewish name in daytime TV. And there's nobody named Ann. It's Blair. How many years did you play Blair Daimler Buchanan?
Less than 2.
Oh, really?
Less than 2 years.
Couldn't handle that daytime grind, or they killed you, or what happened?
No, actually, I got an offer to go do a Broadway play, which tanked.
Oh.
But I decided I didn't want to go back. I wanted to...
You did Kevorkian the musical?
Exactly. No, I did something called Face Value.
Uh-huh.
And I decided it was time to move to Los Angeles.
People sometimes, and pardon me for saying this, they make fun of the daytime, television acting, writing the whole thing. I think that would be the toughest form of acting, having to do, getting a big fat script to take home every night, memorize new scenes, new lines, and do it every day.
You have no idea. And the writers are under the same pressure.
Oh.
So the actors have to make the writing look good as well as try to make themselves look good.
Imagine that kind of pressure to crank out junk night after. I mean to
high drama,
a day after day after day. I couldn't imagine.
Actually, it was very difficult.
If you
It's
asked
hard.
me to type my name, 30 pages with just my name typed over and over again
You'd
a
never
day,
do it.
couldn't
You'd
come
die.
through.
Your head would explode.
Wouldn't do it. Couldn't make it. Don't have that kind of smarts. So anyway, I'm guessing, and it's a pretty good. I don't want to. Geez, I'm sorry this term came. I was thinking farm league, but a good training.
Boot camp?
Yeah, good boot camp. There you go for acting. Because anything, doing a show once a week after that grind would seem to me would be like taking a sabbatical.
Well, I mean, we shoot every day. It takes
I guess
us
that's
8
true.
working days to pump out an hour show, and on a soap you do that in one day. You do an
Right.
hour show in one day on a
Right.
soap. You do an hour show in 8 days on nighttime.
But it does it have the immediacy in terms of
No.
having to learn the lines every night kind of thing?
No, it doesn't. You have the same similar hours sometimes, but no, you don't have to memorize as much. You don't have the same kind of pressure in that way. In
Yeah.
a soap, you're lucky if you get 3 takes of something.
You know what that to do? Someone ought to do a drama
Mm-hmm.
like you're doing now, or
About to be on soaps.
No,
No.
in front of a live studio audience, and just have everyone laughing and nodding and wooing and all that stuff. That's a
That's
horrible
scary.
idea.
Like a
Yeah.
stage
Be
play?
scary.
Yeah, it's horrible. No, you're right.
Well, old TV was that way. When you
That's
think about
true.
it.
When they had
Our TV is that way.
It was all live.
That's what we do.
Yeah, except there's not drama. Melinda.
Hello.
All right, so you're still 55,
Yes.
and
Feel like I'm 19.
let's just see if we can get to the bottom of a few things before we move on with your question. Now, last time we asked you if you're black or white, you said
I'm
blight.
biracial.
You're biracial.
You'd,
I live as a black person. I feel as a white person.
But what if
And
you were to
when I
study
married
your,
my white husband, he said I was more white than black, so we got a divorce.
if we were to study your genetic makeup,
Who you more into?
I'm more white. but I
Coolio
got
or
black
Tony
skin.
Bennett?
I look black, but I'm white.
what were your parents?
Well, she's black, white, and he's black, white, Indian.
Mm-hmm.
So
As opposed to black red Indian? What is black white?
American Indian.
you're a racial mix. Is it,
How come every crazy person is like 1/4 Cherokee?
I can go on a warpath once in a while.
I bet you can. What is the tribe that your dad is from? Is that a tribe?
Seminole.
Oh,
Seminole.
Seminole. I like that. All right. So, Florida State, right? Yeah. All right. So, Melinda, your question. Do you work, by the way?
No, I'm retired.
What'd you retire from?
Well, that's a collage, too.
oh boy.
A doctor's receptionist, a cook, a maid, a photographer's helper.
Drew, you got an
Model.
opening at the office for a receptionist, don't you?
Not right now.
Maybe we can coax Melinda out of retirement. All right. So the question was: there's some guy? Who was this guy?
This guy I dated 3 years.
Who's treating you like hell,
I was
though?
celibate when we started out, because he was impotent. But last year he bought a pump.
Mm-hmm.
And
Now,
for what?
kind of pump was it? Was
A
it?
penis pump.
Yeah, I
but
know.
you don't
I
mean-
know it wasn't a bilge pump.
You don't
Was
mean
it-
something you get from the back of a magazine. You mean something the doctor
It
prescribes.
cost him $600.
Yeah, something the doctor prescribes.
600.
Yeah, that's why you know it works.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're ones you can get. They snap a big band on the bottom to prevent the blood
then
from
he-
coming out.
Different than the one you
This
got,
is the
Adam.
stupid
Yeah.
part. He lost his car because he was too stingy to buy his car insurance, and he told me to lend him $200.
All right,
I said, no.
hey, guys, we got to keep going here.
All right. I don't know. I'm infinitely amused by Melinda.
Yeah, we're not going to be able to.
All right, Melinda, we don't
Melinda's
like this guy.
I don't.
We're happy he's out of your life.
I think you need.
Let him go.
I think you need some me time, Melinda.
Somewhat.
Some you time.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what you should do for the rest of your life. Forget about guys. They cause you nothing but problems and heartache.
Right.
Why don't you?
Why don't you write a book about it?
I'm going to do that. I want you to look into your family tree.
Spend the rest of
So
your life
spend the
doing that.
next 30 years just charting her ancestry.
Ah.
Oh boy! Do you really need a guy after menopause? By the way, do you want a guy? I'd be tired of guys by the time I was 55. I really would. Don't you think so? I think Melinda needs to just relax and
Cut him loose.
Cut him loose and find yourself a nice guy, like some good-looking young rich attorney with a Ferrari. Hey, TJ.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Good.
Good. I appreciate it.
Hold on a second there. Why don't we take this question for Mia?
All right.
Jesus, Drew. Hey,
I was
Bob.
working my way down.
Hey.
Please. Bob, you're 36.
Yeah, how's it going? Love you guys' show, especially when you've got a guest that's as easy on the eyes as Mia is.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, if you guys out there don't know who we're talking about, you owe it to yourself to get on the net and get a good picture of her.
She's very easy on the eyes.
Absolutely.
She's hard on the groin. And she's very easy on the eyes.
Ow!
Yes.
Absolutely. Well, when's she making the big jump to pictures, to moving pictures, the big screen? We want to see more of it.
You mean the talkies, Bob?
The big ones, yeah.
They're making them in color now, too, I hear.
I know that.
That night.
It's hee-haw tonight. Hey, Bob, do you watch her in Players?
Oh, sure.
Is that how you know about her?
Oh, geez. I mean, let's. How far back do you want to go? Do you want to talk about the Nowhere Man episode? Do you want to talk about the Sentinel? I mean, shall we go on?
Wow.
I mean, we're talking. You've got some major fans out there who just want to see more of you.
Yeah. Oh, I'm looking at her thing here. Chicago Hope.
Mm-hmm.
Did I mention Chicago Hope? No, she's Days and Nights of Molly Dodd. This
Party
woman's
of Five. I mean,
this woman's been around. What part you play on Party of Five?
Oh, I played someone that had a furniture business with the eldest son. And we were going to move, and he was going to move his whole family, and then they didn't want to move, so I bought out his half of the business.
You got to be a good actor to be on that Party of Five.
It's a tough show.
And everyone's a good actor.
Everybody's great.
Like,
yeah.
you go for, like, 90210. No one knows if you're acting bad or not. You meant that people are comfortable enough to cuss on this show.
It wasn't a cuss. It was, it was
Yeah,
a
it was
good
like
thing.
it was like
I'm sorry.
It was plural. It was taking more than one crap. All right.
Okay.
All right. So, Bob, that's all right. We don't care.
Does he have a question for me?
Yeah.
Yeah, you have a question?
Yeah, that was it. I just want to know if she was going to get into, like, movies, big screen movies.
Yeah, what is...
if they will have me, absolutely. I mean, so far I've had a lot of successes on TV. TV's been really good to me. I'm happy. I'm having a good time. But, yes, I definitely want to do film. That's a goal of mine.
So I guess all these movie producers out there just ought to give you a call, right?
Absolutely. Well, hopefully, players will give me some good FaceTime, so...
Yeah, you can keep talking.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's exposure. And, hey, I'm doing a movie, too. Or, not two, but I got a movie part.
You got a movie part?
Oh, yes.
Tonight.
Yes.
It's his second movie.
The third.
Okay, now my feelings are hurt.
Not counting the snuff film.
Like, this woman's been training her whole life and working in television.
What about me? I've been cleaning carpet and swinging a hammer. That's not work. I've been doing real life training. Yeah, Greg Araki. Very hot, young.
He's totally hot.
Totally hot.
I want to work with Greg Araki.
Well, the thing about Greg, or as I call him, Gregory. Right. Here's what you got to do in the business. If the guy's name is short, you lengthen it. Like, let's say, like...
Gregorini?
Yeah, like, well, see, if it's a long name, you shorten it. Like Robert De Niro, that's Bobby De Niro, or Bob. If it's a shorter name, you got to lengthen it. So this one I'll call him Gregory. Gregory and I, Greg wrote the part for me, so it's not, it's not one of these things where I just...
Although I did notice that when you were reading the script today, and your representation read the script, they couldn't figure who the hell you were going to play.
No, I didn't know what part it was. We've ruled out all the chicks so far.
He's a good friend of yours, is he?
I don't know what part I'm playing. Hey, he called me, please. All right. He knows where his bread is buttered. He'll come on the show, we'll plug it to hell. I did this other short, I know it wasn't a short, it's a full-length movie, but it didn't have much of a budget. But it was like a real movie. It's called a Hair Shirt or something. It's coming out soon.
Hair Shirt?
Hair Shirt. Yeah. I'm not sure when it's coming out. It had like,
it had Party of Five?
Oh, it had the Party of Five chick on it. It did? Yeah. It had, what's her name?
Nev.
Cool. Who I call Neville. All right, and someone else was in it too, but I can't remember who it was. TJ.
Hey guys, good job with the show.
Thanks.
Mia, good job with Players.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. Guess this question is mostly for Drew. Adam, I'd I'll take your advice as well. But
if you have to.
Yeah. But it has to do with intimacy problems.
Right.
And I guess I'll kind of give you the quick lowdown. I won't ramble on here, but basically I've always considered myself to be involved in healthy relationships, and you know, as I've gotten older, I've just become more selective as far as the girls I date.
Fine.
And I don't know. I guess it's gotten to a point where, you know, I think that I'll have the greatest girl on the face of the earth, and things are going well, and you know, I'm treating her well, but it just gets to a point where, you know, for whatever reason, I get too close or whatever, and just back out, you know.
All right.
Mhm.
Well, what's
different about you?
Yeah. What, did you lose somebody when you were younger? Or?
Well, we can explore the past. I guess I've been a functional person.
Answer my question. Did you have some important loss in your life at one time?
Yeah, my dad committed suicide.
Okay. All right. So can you understand how there could be some unresolved issues attached to that, and that whenever you become open and close with somebody, it re-triggers those old feelings of potential loss again?
When did your dad commit suicide?
When I was a freshman in high school.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So that's a pretty delicate age, you know. That's,
but Drew, what's the connection? I mean,
connection is
from your point of view.
I mean, the reason I asked the reason I asked the question.
I know the answer to this one.
All right, let you answer it.
I bet Mia does too.
Well, I got.
I'm just throwing it over to you, man.
No, I got something else I was just going to say.
All right. Well, let me answer then. If
please go ahead.
Well, you get scared or frightened of intimacy because you get scared to get too close to somebody for fear they're going to be taken away.
Right.
And
Not fear of intimacy,
usually
fear of the loss of intimacy.
Right. And the reason Drew said who was taken away from you when you were younger is because this is where it emanates from. So your dad committing suicide is a pretty good example of someone being taken away from you. And then you're scared to reconnect with people because you don't want to go through the pain of being disconnected from them again.
Absolutely.
But you know what? I could be in a relationship and I'll be at such an ease because, and I don't mean for this to sound conceited, but I just know that she's very happy too, and that there's no chance in hell that she'll walk out.
It's not reality though, is it? Anybody can leave or die.
Sure, but
okay. That's reality.
But
Some part of you knows that.
It's not such a rational fear.
No.
I mean,
the rational piece of your brain, of course, wouldn't allow you to behave like this if it were in control. But there's some tiny little piece of you on a very deep level that is scared to death.
What were you going to say, Mia?
No, I was just going to say that you also need to acknowledge the fact that a relationship, especially one that's very intimate, that is a scary thing. You've got a reason to be frightened. I think it's the scariest thing that you encounter as a human being is a relationship. And
I disagree.
Really?
I think
it can be terrifying.
It is,
letting yourself
but
be
it is
vulnerable.
only if there were issues in your primary relationships. I mean, human relationships are natural. They can have a great range of affect, and some of it's pain, but there's such gratification and fulfillment in there, too, that unless there's a template for trouble, unless there's something there
well,
that...
you might be absolutely right,
Yeah.
but there's also, I mean, you know how you feel, but you can never be exactly sure where the other person's coming from or how they're, you know, what's going on in their lives or how they may change or whatever.
Well,
and I'm sorry for objecting strongly, but you're right. Of course, being vulnerable, just the word itself implies a scary fact, but it needn't be, I guess is the point I'm trying to make.
I think we're both right.
Okay, I think you're both wrong, but...
What's your point?
I just felt like saying that, moving on. No, I think it's scary to go through life without a relationship, and it's scary to go through life in a relationship sometimes, mostly because of the first fear, which is getting dumped and being alone again. But I agree with Drew. When you come from a healthy environment where things aren't taken away from you and love isn't conditional, then it becomes a very natural progression in your emotional development. When you come from, I imagine things were okay for you in Ithaca, but I don't know. When you come from a situation where someone kills themselves or there's abuse or what have you, then it becomes a totally different situation.
Or your parents started pounding you with a violin at age 2?
Oh.
Dr. Drew is right.
Uh-oh. Parents force you to play the violin at 2, huh?
Oh, I don't think that's
Yeah, very overbearing. You didn't just, what'd you do, go down to the music store at 2 and in your Pampers and grab
I didn't choose it,
Strat?
but my sister was playing before I was, and before I could talk, I was singing all her little songs. I think they took it as a sign that I wanted to play.
Sister had eating disorder.
Uh-huh. Who had an eating disorder? You or your sister?
Disorder? Nobody.
Someone had an eating disorder.
No.
You tell me you've never thrown up at once in your life?
Oh, God, no.
Really?
Not on purpose.
Oh, I have.
Oh, yeah, you're a yacker, huh?
No, I was drunk and wanted to go to sleep.
Oh, you just want to get that out of your system.
Except for I was in a Mexican restaurant.
Oh,
that was the only flaw in my logic. I was drunk. I wanted to crash out and go to bed, but I was in a bar and threw up in the ice maker. But
that's nice.
I've done that many a time. No, I've thrown up at least 20 times.
All right, okay, all right, we're proud of you. All right, Jennifer?
I mean, without being sick.
Yeah, Jennifer.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Hello?
You're on the air.
Yeah.
I have 2 questions. One's like a problem question. I'm 8 months pregnant, and my boyfriend of almost 2 years, we broke up like a month ago, and now we don't see each other and we just talk on the phone. And he told me tonight that when we don't see each other, that he has the feelings for me, but then when he sees me, they change.
That's pleasant.
He doesn't like seeing you pregnant.
Well, I moved to Georgia for 3 months at the beginning.
Wait, answer that question. He doesn't like seeing you pregnant.
Well, I guess not.
How old is he?
He's 17.
What does he say? What doesn't he like about seeing you?
He doesn't say anything. When we're on the phone, he's...
What doesn't he like about seeing you?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't.
That's fair enough.
When we're together, he just is distant. I think it's because I'm bigger.
Does he tell you that?
No, he doesn't.
Why do you think that?
Because he just now said that tonight.
Oh.
About.
Okay. Wouldn't him voicing that opinion be tantamount to him saying it? Let me just draw a quick example.
We have to reenactment, please.
All right, a Loveline reenactment. All right, hold on a second, Jennifer.
Why do you think he's not attracted to you?
I don't know.
Did he tell you why he's not attracted to you?
No.
Is it have anything to do with the pregnancy?
Maybe, I don't know.
Did he tell you about it? What has he said about why he's not attracted to you? When we talk, I'm in Georgia.
Yeah, I'm in Georgia. We talk, but he just doesn't want to see me in person.
Yeah, but when he sees you in person, did he tell you why he's not attracted?
No.
Is it anything to do with the pregnancy?
No.
What does he say?
He doesn't say.
Is there anything at all he can...
Drew, stop going there, you idiot, and do the big line, you jackass.
What was the big line?
You screw these things up every time we do them. Hey, don't throw that pen around this studio. Whenever we do one of these Loveline reenactments, Drew always drops his line.
What was the line?
You said...
Say that?
Didn't you say is it something to do with you being big?
Bigger.
Being pregnant.
Yeah, but you said bigger. You didn't?
I don't remember. I said pregnant.
I think he did.
Anyway.
Mike, do you have a tape of... We can't, yeah. we can't. Mike's like the guy at the auto parts store who doesn't want to go check on something. You got a oil pan gasket for 72 Nova? No. Could you check? We don't have it. I see one hanging back there.
All right, but the point is...
that's for display only.
The point is she immediately said that he told her he's not attracted because she's pregnant.
All right, let's do a quick Loveline reenactment again. This time work the big thing in.
Why isn't he attracted to you?
He doesn't say.
Does he ever voice any opinion about it?
No, he never says.
Anything to do with the pregnancy?
No.
Did he say that you're bigger? He doesn't like that?
No. One time he called and said it was because I was bigger. That's how it went, I think. Jennifer?
Yeah.
Isn't that how it went more? Uh-huh.
I know you guys, seems like you guys are making fun of me.
No, we're not doing that. We may be making fun of you, Jennifer, but we're really making fun of society through you. So don't take it personally.
That's the truth. I agree.
Not, it just...
All right. But Drew did ask you 4 or 5 times if it had to do with being pregnant and being your size. Your answer was no each time.
Well, no.
And then tonight he called, or the other night he called and said it was because you're bigger.
Well...
Right?
Well, I don't know. It's like he doesn't want to see me.
Well, did he say it was because... we're getting back to this one.
Okay, well...
Didn't he say that it was because you were big when he talked to you on the phone?
We were talking and...
Yes or no?
Well,
yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, it's really scary that you have to yell at pregnant teenage girls to get them to do a yes or no question. All right, so it is your physicality. That's a part of the reason he doesn't want to see you,
symbolism,
right?
too. I mean, some men are really frightened by women's
Freaked out,
reproductive
man.
capacity. There is all kinds of subconscious dilemmas that are brought to the front by men seeing pregnant women, and some of it creates a lack of attraction. Some women are just completely turned off by women being pregnant.
Yeah.
And that is not an abnormal thing, and it doesn't mean he doesn't like you or anything. That's just how men react to their own stuff.
Yeah, but
sometimes
this guy may not be a saint.
I understand that. I'm just.
So what do you want to do, Jennifer?
Well, I was wondering, because I know after I have her and stuff, he will want to be with me again, and I don't know if that would be smart, or no, if I gained weight, would he just dump me then?
How about adoption?
Adoption?
Yeah.
No.
Why not?
Because-
That's a good answer. Why not?
She's mine.
She's mine. All right.
I have crib and everything.
Oh, all right.
Oh,
well,
yeah, of
once
course.
you make that, once you make the crib commitment,
Yeah.
it's all over. Yeah.
And she has a name and everything.
Oh, she does.
well,
What is it?
Tyler?
Tyler. It's gonna be a supermodel, this Tyler. Oh boy, where are your parents?
Sleeping.
Okay, and
Who's
they're
gonna
gonna take care of
Right.
Huh?
Who's
They're
gonna
gonna
pay
help
for
out
this?
with Tyler.
Yeah.
How are you gonna support her?
I'm getting a job. I can't have a job now because I'm on bed rest.
All right. Your folks together and stuff?
No, my mom's a lesbian. And
Oh.
my dad, they got divorced and she became a lesbian.
Oh, okay. Who's paying for all the hospital stuff?
I'm on Access.
That sounds like code for Adam's Bank. Is that what that is? Oh, man. All right, Jennifer. Listen, I hope you're up to this challenge. I truly do.
Well, I have one more question.
All right. No. We spent too much time making fun of you.
Yeah.
All right, hold on. Listen, we got to go to break.
Okay.
All right? And then we're not going to come back and talk to you because we spent too much time. Take care of Tyler. That's your new mission in life, right?
Your only purpose.
That's your only purpose. Your life has ended. Tyler's has begun, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I bet Tyler's in that crib till Tyler's like 17. All right.
Yeah, everybody on the floor, this is Ice-T. You're listening to Loveline with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew. Nobody moves, nobody gets hurt.
All right. That is Ice-T. And you know where you can find Ice-T? You can find him in the same place you find the fabulous Mia Korf. That it would be NBC, 8 o'clock Friday nights for Players. How's Players doing?
Very well.
Really?
Oh, yeah. We're doing good. We got picked up for some more shows.
Oh. What are you doing?
Exciting.
Batches of, how many did you get picked up for?
Originally 13 and now another 5.
Yeah, it's not a ringing endorsement, that 5.
Well, it's complicated because of the Olympics.
Oh, yeah.
we couldn't
right.
get a full schmear.
Ice-T's on the bobsled team, and he's going to be going.
He's on the luge.
The luge. You know what I was saying on the morning show this morning? You know, we get our asses kicked on this bobsleds every year. With the 2-man, the 4-man, whatever it is, we get our asses kicked by all these Eastern European countries. For some reason,
Central European, yeah. Switzerland and...
Yeah, but they got like the Soviet Union would kick ass all the time.
Yeah.
You know, remember the big USSR on that red sled?
Yeah.
That's how I grew up. Anyway, the point is...
Hammered sickle in the front.
The thing is we haven't won... I did a little research on this. We haven't won the 2-man since... I may have flip-flopped this since, like, 38. We haven't won the 4-man since 48. So it's pretty much World War II and before since we've won. And I thought to myself, what kind of space program does Sweden have, by the way, where they have a sled that's so superior to ours, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we got NASA over here. And why are these bastards beating us every year? And then I came up with the idea. You know what we need to do? We take the homeless and we put them on these bobsleds. And here's why.
It's a new movie for you.
No. I'm dead serious about this. Mia, you're going to appreciate this.
Okay, I'm listening.
The whole key to the bobsled is the push-off. It's the beginning. Once you jump in, you're just ballast.
It's like pushing a cart.
It's like pushing a shopping cart. No, don't make that Drew's joke. That's my joke. I see these homeless guys going up Laurel Canyon, up the steep part of Laurel Canyon. They got a wagon train of 6 Save-On carts strapped together with like a hemp rope. They're all filled with recyclables, cans and bottles and pup tents. Usually they have a dog or two. And they're hauling these things barefoot in the rain straight up Laurel Canyon, passing people who are on bicycles. We put a couple of these guys in one of these sleds and put like a 40-ounce or malt liquor at the bottom or a bottle of night train or something. That's a winning combination. So, again, NASA builds a sled. The homeless drive it to gold.
Right.
That is brilliant, isn't it?
Now, remember those days when it was USSR and everything? It wasn't USSR, was it? It was that CPPP, the Russian line.
Oh, that's
Remember
right.
that?
That's right. It wasn't. I just changed that in my mind.
That's right.
Yeah, the C...
NCCP.
N?
I'm thinking...
Well, it was Russian letters. Yeah.
Yes, but it was like Noita, N-O-I-T, or something, isn't it? And then CCCP.
It may be the
We're gonna work
official.
that out. All right, find that. Would you, engineer Mike? I wonder if they had that in Russia back then, where this official sponsor, like Kamchatka, Smirnoff, your official sponsor.
I think you have to have
Russia.
capitalism to have a sponsor.
Oh, you do?
Other than the government.
I see.
The government sponsor.
I guess
everything.
everyone's a sponsor,
That's
no matter
right.
what. All right, where were we? Sadie, you're 18.
Sadie?
Yeah.
Hey there.
What's up?
I have 2 questions.
Go ahead.
I was wondering if a guy was eating you out and they blew in you, if it could kill you.
Immediately. But you never know it.
There was a case, apparently, a very frequently cited case of someone with whom this practice was carried out, and air was actually forced into the pelvic veins and embolized to the lungs. So there is one case example that
Fatty Arbuckle and Myrna Loy,
Possibly. But
24.
it's not something that you typically need to be concerned with, okay?
Okay. And I was wondering if you were masturbating with a frozen hot dog, if it could give you a rash.
I imagine so.
Depends on how old.
Yeah. Not
how
if
long
it's
the
kosher.
meat been in the freezer.
Yeah, you might get freezer burn. You wouldn't get a rash.
Oh.
All right, Sadie, all right?
All right.
Wait, you all right otherwise?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. I think those are just joke calls.
She sounded a little,
pretty
she sounded a little...
very concerned. She's worried about her rash.
Well, I just had a very ominous shooting pain in my left tooth, by the way.
Oh, just now?
Yeah, like a little lightning strike. Just a little, like...
Maybe just waking up.
Like, oh my God, if that lasted for longer than a rabbit's heartbeat, I would run out of this room screaming kind of pain. I think that was God saying, load up on the Vicodin.
Oh, is that why you've been so goofy tonight?
No, it's just... No, I haven't
hostile.
Just shut up. I haven't taken anything yet. I'm just saying, I just felt like a little...
Shooting.
A little message, a little,
warning shot.
You're right over the bow. All right, where the hell were we, Drew? Oh boy, that comes up again. Oh boy,
40 minutes of fetching tomorrow night.
Michael.
Hey, Adam.
Instead of 20 minutes.
You're 24.
Hey, Adam. Dr. Drew, love the show.
Thanks.
And Mia, you're the best thing about players. You really do a good job.
Oh, thank you.
She's good,
Thank you very
huh?
much.
Yeah, she is. Oh, and by the way, it was CCCP that the Russians always had on their jerseys.
Right.
Right. All right, Dr. Drew, my question. My girlfriend and I have been going out for about 2 years now, and everything's great there. She's a great girl. But for the last few months, she's gotten real into double penetration. If she and I are having vaginal sex, she'll use a vibrator anally, and if she and I are having anal sex, she'll use a vibrator vaginally. And I've heard secondhand horror stories of things tearing on girls, and I was just wondering if there was any health risks involved to her. Or
why don't we go to break real quick?
Yeah.
And I'll deal with Michael's stuff when we get back.
Okay. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to down a fifth of scotch and make like that scene in Papillon when they had to reset Dustin Hoffman's ankle. Remember out on the boat? You never saw Papillon?
Pieces of it, like.
Oh, jeez, Drew. Oh, boy, that was a good movie. Everyone watch Papillon right now. Drew, you too. You too, Mia. You ever see Papillon?
When I was like 12. I don't know.
All right, not a chick movie.
No.
But Drew has no excuse. Oh, no, wait a minute. It's not a chick.
Hi, this is Nev Campbell, and you're listening to Loveline with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew.
Yeah, you are. All right, Mia Korf is here.
Yes, I am.
And she's on Players, which is NBC, Friday nights, 8 o'clock. Ice-T is on that. And I'm sure I'll be making a guest appearance pretty soon. Think so?
You want to come on the show? Yeah.
Yeah.
Hear you beg for appearances is getting to be old.
It's getting a little pathetic.
When are you going to go on the Teenage Witch?
Should have seen me begging to get on Sabrina the Teenage Witch last week.
That's our major competition today.
Oh, it is?
Don't go on this.
So you can diss them by putting him on your show.
Yeah. I'll tell you, that show's got no legs. That
So,
show's
you
a
wanna be on our
turkey.
show?
It's a turkey with no legs. Imagine a turkey
Mhm.
with no legs. That's what that Sabrina the Teenage Witch is. That show's not going anywhere.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, Players.
That show's going
That's
somewhere.
going. That's
Yes.
got some legs.
Yes.
That's got legs like Wilma Rudolph. Yes, do that again.
No.
Okay. All right, so, yeah, Players.
Mhm.
Hey, why don't you get me on that?
Seriously?
You can't get me on that show.
Hey, I got
He's
connections.
serious.
I picked you up for 2.5 episodes. Come on. They weren't even sure about the second hour. The second half hour. It's an hour long, right?
Oh, yeah, it's an hour-long show.
All right. Yeah. See what you can do.
Okay.
No.
What?
I have to finish with Michael.
Oh, it is? Huh?
6.
Oh, wait.
Poor Michael.
Don't do it right. Write it like that, Drew. I can't figure that out. Michael?
Hey.
24. Oh, yeah, the double penetration.
I know of no... I mean, if you're being careful, I know of no special risk beyond what I'm normally concerned with when people are engaging in anal intercourse. All right?
Okay,
Is something particular happening, or something?
I'm sorry?
Is there something particular happening with her, or?
No. I
She's
just,
okay. She's not complaining of anything.
Oh, no.
It's not one of those big novelty ones, right?
No, it's not, not a chair leg or anything. Just,
There's not a picture of a badger on
No.
it? No.
Nothing like that.
So it's just a regular one.
Right.
And you're not moving it around like some trucker who can't find third gear?
No, nothing like that.
Okay. That really conjured up some imagery, didn't it, Drew? See, Mia got a nice laugh out of that. Look at Drew just sitting over there with that puss on.
Oh, really? He's just not
You
phased.
understand this is my audience?
I
my comedic
get you.
audience
I
night
understand.
after night, Mia? Do you realize how big my ego has to be in order to go on?
You know, I'm feeling.
We all are.
I hear you.
Oh,
I hear you.
if I was not such a genius comedically,
Oh, my God.
I
You
would
were taking that Vicodin before you came on the show tonight?
Please, Drew, I've sized up the competition. They're all losers. You know what I'm talking about, don't you, Mia?
Yes.
You've seen the comedians in this town.
Oh, yeah.
Horrible. All of them. Alexis.
That's me.
Except for whoever the next one who comes on the show is.
I love you guys. I listen to you every night religiously.
Thanks.
I want to be your girl to fart on.
Oh, that's good, yeah.
I've been trying for days to call and get through.
Yeah, I don't know. Now Mia's jockeying pretty good for that
Yeah.
position.
I'd like that honor.
Well, I'll tell you what. You be the celebrity gassy later on.
Okay. You
Now,
got it.
here's the situation. Well, I'm not going to explain this in detail because I'm blue in the face from explaining this, but I'm going to fart on some female's head for $500. Now, the way this came about, it's a long story, but the first girl dropped out.
Mm-hmm.
And I know this sounds selfish and self-serving, but I'm only going to give the person the $500 if they put it towards schooling, books, orthodontia, bettering themselves in some way.
Wait. This brings up a question.
Or breast job, yes.
You can fart on command?
You give me 2 hours, I can let one go.
Oh, 2 hours. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I let four go already.
I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed at all.
Oh, really?
No.
All right, no, hold on.
No,
wait a minute. Let me just focus, Drew.
Oh,
Drew, I cannot focus with you screaming.
It's a really small room.
Oh, my God.
All right. Alexis, what qualifies you for me to fart on your head?
Most of my friends are strippers, and they're trying to get me to do that with them.
Uh-huh.
I don't feel comfortable doing that.
Mm-hmm. What place do they work at?
At a strip club downtown. You want the name?
That's a genius.
He wants details.
He wants to know downtown what?
Downtown Tucson.
What is the name of the strip club?
Curves?
Curves?
Yes.
I like that. Okay. I just wanted to get some detail to make sure. Most of my friends are strippers. Uh-huh. Where do they work? Strip club.
sorry.
Okay.
But I don't feel comfortable doing that.
So this is to keep her away from going down that path, Adam.
Mm-hmm.
This is similar to the internet girl.
But the money sounds really good. I also know the people who are taking the internet pictures. And I could do that, but I don't want to do that either.
So you're very attractive?
I don't know.
Well, you're attractive enough for your girlfriends to encourage you to go into a life of stripping.
I guess so, yeah.
Okay. Although I don't know
I
how...
need the money for school.
Uh-huh. Where you going to school?
It's Pima Community College.
I thought they paid you to go to community college.
I don't think I qualify for that, or I'm trying to, but I'm getting really good grades last semester, and I need the money so I can keep going.
Really? All right. That 500 buys a lot of granola bars and peachy folders, I'll tell you that.
And books.
Oh, and books, yeah. Do they read books? I thought they just had books on cassette at junior college.
Only sometimes.
They have real textbooks?
Yeah, real textbooks.
Okay. Alexis?
Yes?
We're going to put you on hold.
Yeah.
Hey, hold on. I got to throw a chair through the window to get hold of producer Ann.
Ann.
Hey, Ann.
Oh, there we go.
Good. I need you to take Alexis's phone number off the air. She's a candidate for the Adam Carolla Fart Fund. And I'll tell you, we'll get a few of these together. Just hold on, Alexis. Okay. We'll get a few of these together, and then on Thursday, we'll make the final cut. I'll cut the final fart. Okay?
Okay.
All right?
Thank you.
All right. All right. So Alexis's story is her friends want her to get into working in a strip club. She needs money for tuition, although it is a strike against her that she's going to junior college.
But she's going to school. Why is that? Oh, come on.
I mean,
I don't count junior college as technically as
But then
a
if you
school.
don't give her some
Didn't she say
momentum to move her
community?
out of that, she really
That's
is going
right.
to keep going down.
That's right. And didn't she say community college? Did you
Yeah.
hear junior college?
That's a euphemism for junior.
Yeah, I'm afraid so.
Even junior college is a euphemism for junior college. It really is, because it shouldn't even have the word college in it. It should just be called junior. Where are you going, junior? Yeah. Hey, here's what I would call it, senior high school.
Yeah.
That makes a little more sense. No, senior junior high. That's what I would call it. All right. I'll see if I can work up a fart. Jeff.
Yeah.
You're 15.
Yeah.
All right, let me focus for a second. I'm scared if I push too hard, my tooth will hurt.
All right.
Hold on, Jeff.
I have the answer to your farting dreams.
Wait, hold on. I'm going to mess myself if I'm pushing any harder. All right,
Don't
sorry.
push too hard.
Go ahead, Jeff.
Okay. My dad is has a master's degree in food science.
Mm-hmm.
This is not a hoax here.
Right.
You remember in the 80s they had something called starch blocker?
Yes.
Starch blocker?
Yes.
And then they took it off the shelves.
That was a
after,
porn movie, wasn't it? What's starch blocker?
Okay, it was like an enzyme that prevents the breakdown of starches.
Right.
Wow.
So it basically turns your colon into a big anaerobic fermentation factory.
Right. It delivers all the starch right to the
Sounds
colon.
diabolical. Keep going.
Okay. The way they
Gives you diarrhea too, though.
was they took like beans,
Mm-hmm.
and then they put them in water and mashed them up, and they distilled them.
Like refried beans, sort of?
No. Can't be cooked.
Oh, can't be cooked.
You have to take. Okay, my dad says the best thing to take
Uh-huh.
is get Great Northern beans.
Hold on, let me write this down. Where do you get Great Northern beans?
I don't know. They're white beans. You can buy them in a grocery store.
All right, but you buy them uncooked.
Right. Because
Okay.
when you cook them, it deactivates that enzyme,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the enzyme you need. You can't get starch blocker anymore.
But you can't eat raw beans, can you? How do you eat raw beans?
You got to eat them cold.
You grind them up?
Eat them raw.
Yeah, listen, you ever bite into a raw bean, you jackhole? I got enough trouble with my teeth.
Well, you can soak them and get them wet.
All right, you soak them and then you mash them up?
Yeah. You can't cook them because that
Yeah, I understand that part. Okay.
Can you sprout them?
I don't know. I didn't ask my dad about that.
Mia knows something about gas dynamics, yeah.
You can't get starch blocker anymore because the FDA took it off the market. The Food and Drug Administration.
Right.
Because
We know the
it gave
FDA.
people- it gave people such
Terrible
immense
gas?
digestive pains. They were
Okay.
unable to function normally.
All right, so anyway, we get the Great Northern beans, we don't cook them, and we eat that.
Eat them raw, and you will turn into a big anaerobic fermentation factory.
That's good. That was my nickname in high school anyway.
such immense digestive pain
Okay, that's great.
that you'll, like, cut some big turd loose on some girl's head.
Hey, Jeff.
Yeah.
Do you and your dad ever just get together and throw the ball around, or is it all fart talk? You'd think they'd want to get out a little bit and do that, do that father-son thing.
You know, you throw a ball out a little bit, too. We're
Yeah,
doing
we get a lot of fart talk,
Terry
too.
Bradshaw ball. Yeah?
Oh, yeah, and I got the ball here.
All right.
It's in the drawer.
All right.
And we brought the football so we could play catch in a parking lot in Bond before the show. All right, this is a nice tip. And I like Mia. Let me explain why. Because she is not offended by the gas.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I like that. See, she
No,
comes
no,
from
no.
good stock, at Ithaca stock.
That's right.
Yeah, that's Heartland there. And you know what Heartland rhymes? Nice
guys
sort
are
of
all right, too.
sexy sophistication about her, doesn't she?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Golly, thanks.
She's from the Heartland. She plays fiddle. And she don't mind the farting. That should be on your bio.
Summation. Thank you. Clean living.
Let me work on that bio. Yeah, you never got into drugs or anything, right?
No.
No, you don't even booze or anything?
A little.
A little bit once in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you're clean liver.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, see, she's very lucid. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She doesn't seem clouded.
Did you say I'm loose?
Lucid.
Oh, lucid.
Clear.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, most of the guests we have on here is there's sort of like there's a couple of cloud. It's like a big cloud formation over their head when they come in.
Farts in here. That's not the cloud.
No, that they bring that in.
Oh, okay.
Then they really enter. They enter the fog. All right, we plumb out a show. Tomorrow night we're going to have Michelle Phillips. Who's that? You may ask. We have a lot of young listeners. She is from the Mamas and the Papas. California Dream on such a winter's day. And many other hits. Just inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I think it was just like yesterday or the day before. So that's kind of cool. And then China Phillips, of course, from Wilson Phillips is her daughter. And this Michelle Phillips is just one of the best-looking people ever made. And a good, at 50, she's great. You look back at those Mamas and Papas pictures at 22, it's like, oh, my God. And you look at China Phillips. Now I have no respect for China Phillips. Because,
It's not enough.
look at this. Her mom was a great singer and really one of the most attractive people God ever put on the planet. China's a great singer and great looking. But you look at my parents and you really respect me. They're both dorks and they're talentless. But they are nice. All right. Are you done with the show?
Yeah. Aren't you?
Yeah.
We're all done with you.
All right. Thanks, man.
You got it.
So until next time, it's Adam Crawford, Dr. Drew saying mahalo.
Hi, this is Adam. Please leave a message.
Kiss my ass, Adam.